Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode number 22 of our EAFC 26 career mode here with Werder Bremen. We are in the crux of January, so expect 3 more games in this episode, and also, as we are in January, maybe even a few more sign-ins before the January transfer window does end, after picking up Terem Moffi, obviously in the last episode. And we're looking to carry on our unbeaten run and our really good form, climbing us up the table in this episode. And we do start off with the first game of the episode, and we are at home, and it is against Frankfurt, last season's champions of the Bundesliga. We did beat them earlier on this season, and we are looking to repeat that phase at home against the previous champions. But it was Frankfurt who got off to a better start, and it was a decent chance. Uzun gets the shot, but a good save from Smarklev. We did make some changes in this game. Smarklev coming into the goalkeeper, and a few other changes here and there. Koller coming into that midfield, Kovic coming into the left-hand side, all due to fitness concerns for a few of our players. Obviously, we are in January, so there are games coming thick and fast, which meant we did have to utilise a few reserve players. And it wasn't the most exciting game, if we're being honest. We're 53 minutes in already. A decent header there from Shooter Machino, but a good save from a goalkeeper. And then from a resulting corner, Schmidt plays it in. So the new boy Terem Moffi gets the header, but cleared off the line by the Frankfurt defender. Falls to Friedel, the centre-back, on the edge of the box. Falls eventually again to Terem Moffi, plays it into Schmidt. Schmidt gets a half chance from the edge of the box, but once again a good save from Santos in the Frankfurt goal. And like I say, it wasn't the most exciting game. We knew it was going to be a difficult game with obviously the changes we had made, but we took our chances and we took our opportunities. Frankfurt did also get chances, and when we did make a double substitution with Moffi and Kovic coming off for the young man Musa, and also a chance for Bittencourt to come in. He hasn't seen much game time. I think this actually might be his first appearance for us since we joined the club, so in about just under a whole year it is his first appearance for us. But he's a player who we know he's a decent player, we know we can rely on, so it's a good opportunity for him to get some minutes out here and show what he can do. And then we did make another change with Hansen Aaron coming in for Kohler in that central midfield spot. But Frankfurt got the next chance of the game. It was the attacking header from the corner, but unfortunately for him it did go wide and the game did end 0-0. It's not the most exciting start to the episode, but we did get confirmation that David Kuznacki did get sold to the Belgian side, so that transfer has gone through. Another transfer which did come through was for our youngster from the youth academy, Gabriel Seidel, for £700,000, but we did reject that one. And then before the second game, we did get a message for chairman interference. He wanted us to play Diego Leon. If you pause it here, you will see that it says around he's a valuable asset, he can be used to raise funds in the future. I don't really know what he's going on about, because Diego Leon is on loan from Manchester United, so all we're doing is potentially raising funds for a different side. However, we obviously wanted to keep him in the chairman's good book, so we did decide to start Diego Leon in this game. But a lot of the first team players all back after having that rest against Frankfurt. Kohlheim back in the goal, we've got Bangula back on that left hand side as well, and the midfield duo in there with Starger coming back in. But the big news for this game for RB Leipzig, who are third in the league at this point, was they had signed Daniel Munoz, the right back from Crystal Palace. So he was looking to make a good first impression, but it was ourselves who made the best impression. Bangula beating Gertruida down that left hand side, looking to run at the defence, sees Machino opening the box and an easy tap in there for Shuto Machino just 12 minutes into the game to give us a 1-0 lead against RB Leipzig, who, like I say, are third in the league, so obviously in decent form. But we were playing really well in this first half, and the second chance came just a couple of minutes later. It's Bangula once again. This time he doesn't decide to pass, manages to get the shot away on that left foot, and that's a really good finish, to be fair, from the young Belgian on that left hand side. Samuel Bangula gets that finish and gives us 2-0 lead early on in this game, and we just kept pressing this one. Starger plays it back to Bangula, once again involved. Ball falls to Terem Moffi, cuts onto his left foot and slots it underneath the goalkeeper, so we have a 3-0 lead against RB Leipzig with just 20 minutes of the game gone. And I think it was our formation that really helped us in this one. Their fullbacks were really attacking. Daniel Munoz, their new boy, at right back, as we know, is a really attacking fullback. And with us playing 4 up top, in the 2 strikers and the 2 wingers, we were overloading their defence so much that it gave us those opportunities. And like I say, to go 3-0 up in 20 minutes was really good, but we knew we had to be careful, because we knew Leipzig had the talent and the sort of play to be able to win this game, even though they were 3-0 down. They did get one back through Bakayoko with a little chip over Kohlheim in the goal, and then this is when they really started to pick up a decent shot there, but once again Kohlheim was there to keep that one out. But before the half came out, the ball did come through from Bangula, once again involved in everything, into Terem Moffi. This time he couldn't quite put it under the goalkeeper, and it did stay at 3-1 going into half time. But starting off the second half, it was ourselves who got the first opportunity. Schmidt with the ball in, good header from Terem Moffi, trying to get his second goal of the game once again, but unfortunately rattles the crossbar and does go into no danger. And then Starger gets a good chance, but unfortunately his little chip over goalkeeper, good finish to be fair, but just wide of a post. And then just a couple minutes later, it's Bangula once again, been absolutely crucial in this game, trying to get another goal for himself, gets the shot away, but this time it was saved by ter Stegen in the Leipzig goal. And then we did decide to make a change. Alvaro coming off, he obviously played the last game as well, so just from fitness wise we did decide to take him off and bring in a young man, Wesley Arda, who's played really well for us every time he's come in, and he does come on in the centre of midfield. But unfortunately Leipzig, they did claw another goal back, and it was a really good finish to be fair there from Romelu. A really good finish to bring the score to 3-2. And then obviously Leipzig were looking to get an equaliser. A good shot there, but really good reflex save from Karlheinz to push that one behind for a corner kick. And then just a couple minutes later, the free kick comes in, Baumgartner with a header, but fortunately for us, just wide of a post, and the score did stay at 3-2. And then we took our opportunity. Leipzig obviously looking for that equaliser, so we caught them on the break, and it's Shuto Machina with his second goal of the game. Really good little lift over to Stegen in the goal, and we do cement the victory. 4-2 victory. Shuto Machina's 15th goal of the season in just 19 games, and it's a massive victory for us against third in the league. And we do, after that, get a message from the assistant saying thank you for putting Leon in the shop window. Like I say, all we've done is put him in the shop window for Manchester United, but either way the chairman was happy with us. We'll definitely take that one. And then we did go into the third game and the final game of the episode. We do have some more news coming up after this game though, so make sure you hang around. But we do go into the third game at home once again against Hoffenheim, snowy Bremen in the north of Germany, and all the focus was on that man, Shuto Machino. He is the Bundesliga's top scorer with 15 goals, and he has been absolutely class since joining us from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Obviously, he had big shoes to fill. Victor Boniface leaving after his loan spell ended, so big shoes to fill, but he definitely has filled them. And even with Justin Jinmar leaving in January, he's continued to score goals. And alongside Terry Moffi, they're looking a really good strike partnership. And it was us who got off to a better start on this one. Alvaro with a good shot from range there, but unfortunately saved by the goalkeeper. And then from a resulting corner, Bangula plays it short. He gets the ball back, looks to whip one in. Don't think he was shooting, I think it was a cross, but it did just go over the top of the crossbar and go behind for a goal kick. Then Hoffenheim got a chance themselves, really good shot, but really good reflex save from Karlheinz there to keep that one out. And then it was a bit of a ding-dong game here, back and forth. Machino gets a chance here, pulls it a little bit wide, keeper just gets a little nick on it, and it does just hit the post and goes behind for no danger. And then unfortunately for us, Hoffenheim did manage to take the lead in this one. Karlheinz caught in no man's land. The chip came over from Hozlek, hits the post, and then Andre Kramaric was quickest to react, and he just had the easy job of just tapping that one into the back of the net to give him 1-0 lead. But just before, or just after half time should I say, it was Terem Moffi, the new boy, who does get us the equaliser. Good little play with Shuto Machino, and Terem Moffi just slots that one in to get his third goal in just his 5th game for us, and looks like an absolutely inspired signing. Like I said when we bought him, he's not a young, or not a really young player, so he's not one that's going to grow too much. He probably will just sort of stay as he is, but we know he can score goals. He's got some really good physical and athletic attributes in here with his pace and his jumping and his heading, so he can definitely be a danger for us. But unfortunately it was Hoffenheim who did take the lead once again, and this time it was that man Adam Hozlek, the one who hit the post for their first goal, and it was a really good finish to be fair, right into the corner past Karlheinz in our goal. When we knew we needed to make some changes, so Musa comes on once again, the young striker, and we do also bring the loanee Diego Leon into left back for Finkgraf, just a bit more of an attacking player. But unfortunately it was Hoffenheim who kept attacking. Good save once again from Karlheinz, and they couldn't put the follow-up into the back of the net. And then just before the end of the game, loose ball from Starger finds itself into Kramaric. Kramaric looks to play it in, gets the shot away, but once again Karlheinz was there to push it on behind. But unfortunately we did lose that game 2-1, and it does bring an end to our unbeaten streak. If you look here, wins against Leipzig, Bochum, Hertha Berlin, the draw against Hertha Berlin should I say, and the draw against Frankfurt, massive wins against Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, and we haven't lost since that game against Dusseldorf. So 7 games unbeaten has come to an end, and we do currently sit 6th from the table, 30 points, 6 points off those Europa League spots, and obviously now the rest of the season is just looking to grow and build up that table. But before that, we had deadline day, January transfer deadline day, and we had some funds to be able to utilise. We had some players on our mind, and the first one of those we went into negotiations with was the tall left back, 6'4" this left back is, Tom Roth from Union Berlin. They originally wanted around about 17 to 18 million pounds. We went for 14. They said to us they weren't going to accept it then, but they were going to take some time to think about it, and they did eventually come back to us. Said they wanted us to pay 15.3 million pounds with a 10% sell-on clause. You can see there, only 22 years old, 77 rated already, 6'4", and We do eventually go back into negotiations with him. We do offer £15 million plus that 10% sell-on clause. And fortunately for us, Union Berlin were more than happy to accept that one. And providing contract negotiations go smoothly, Tom Roth should become a Werder Bremen player for us. So we go into the contract negotiation. Hopefully these should be fairly straightforward. He's not going to ask for too much money, obviously being at Union Berlin. And after ironing out all the details, we do agree a 5-year contract with him, a crucial squad role, and £22,000 a week with that £100,000 signing on bonus as a little sweetener. And Tom Roth was more than happy to accept that one. And like I say, if you look at his stats here, he looks really good player. He's not the paciest player. He's not the most attacking left back in the world. But in our formation, we're playing 4-2-4, and we've obviously got the two wingers. I'd rather have a defensive player rather than an attacking player. We do eventually put him on an attacking wing back training plan, but that's purely just to get his speed up more than anything. So he will be a defensive player, and he should hopefully be a mass player for us. Can fill in at centre back if we need to as well. And then we did get an offer on deadline day for one of our own players, Thomas Aiden, one of the youth academy players, and a massive offer to be fair for a youth academy player, £1.7 million from Nice. But we didn't want to get rid of him. We want him to grow with the club, so we did reject that one. And then we did go in to sign our second and final player of this episode, and we did look at the goalkeeper. We have come to the conclusion that Smarkalev isn't going to extend his contract. He has still got his transfer request, and he still won't budge on any contract negotiations. So we knew we were going to lose him at the end of the season, so we needed to future-proof, and we did decide to go to Manchester United and look to get their goalkeeper, the 23-year-old Radek Vitek from the Czech Republic. And we do eventually agree a £3.6 million deal to bring the man into Werder Bremen. He's not going to be a first-choice player. So Karl Hein is still going to be our first-choice goalkeeper, but at 23 years old, he's definitely got room to grow. He's about 6'6" as well, so he's a massive man in between the sticks. And then, like I say, all it was the contract negotiation, which needs to be ironed out, and we do eventually agree an £18 million or £18 million, that'd be a lot, £18,000 a week salary for Radek Vitek. And like I say, some really good all-round stats, and he's only a year younger than Karl Hein, so will definitely be one where they'll both be battling it out. Karl Hein, just due to obviously better attributes, he will be our first choice goalkeeper to start with, but two players who can definitely battle it out. And I feel, if we look at the squad now, I feel like the squad's in a really good place. We do still need a little bit of depth in there. We've still got quite a few youngsters who are filling those substitute spots, but the first team looks absolutely quality, to be fair. And I'm definitely confident that we can climb up that table with the team we've got, and next season possibly push even further if we can get into Europe and even further up this league table. But before this episode was out, the transfer window has ended, and we did get a message from the midfielder Jens Starger, an absolute stalwart of this side, 78 rated, and he was saying to us he's happy to negotiate a contract, so please reach out as and when we can. So we decided to go straight into negotiations for the 30-year-old man from Denmark. He is already one of the most highly paid players at the club, and we were happy to go up to the 30,000 to reach him on the same wage as Marco Friedel, the captain. So again, all it was now hashing out the details. We do agree a 2-year contract extension with him. We do offer him that £30,000 we were willing to give him with a £100,000 signing on bonus, and luckily for us there was no argument, and Jens Starger does commit his future to Werder Bremen, and he has been and he will be crucial going forward. But one player who won't be will be Isaac Hansen Aaron, who says he wants to leave the club. He started well when we first joined, but unfortunately hasn't been able to get the game time due to his position, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. But that is going to bring the episode to an end. As always, if you have enjoyed this one, please hit that like button, please subscribe to the channel to keep following the journey, please comment down below any suggestions. Have a good rest of your weekend, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.